Katie Maloney woke up today and she chose violence. She said, Scheana, you've been asking me to respond. Scheana, here is your response. This drama is also sponsored in part by Scheana Shay's book, My Good Side. For starters, Scheana has repeatedly called Katie forgettable or a drunk, and so Katie took issue with that from her book anyway. But the main thing that Katie wanted to acknowledge was Scheana saying that it was a new low for her to go on the cast trip to Mexico in season 10. At this time, Katie and Scheana, of course, were not friends, and so Scheana, from the show's perspective, what we saw was saying, Katie, I will buy your room, like, don't come to Mexico. She did not want her there at all. From our perspective as viewers, it looked like Katie was intentionally trying to go to antagonize the situation. From Katie's perspective, and this is the situation I am inclined to believe. Katie said that she had absolutely no desire to go on that cast trip, and it's true, yes, they do get paid per episode. Katie said whether or not she was on the cast trip to Mexico, she still would have gotten paid because she would have been filming in some way or form. Scheana really wanted Bravo to film her wedding in Mexico, and they were not going to film unless Katie was there. But Katie said what actually happened was a producer didn't beg her, but strongly suggested it would be in her best interest to go on this cast trip. It sounds like the network was kind of on its way out with Vanderpump Rules, and they were trying their hardest to keep all of the cast together. So they were like, you need to go on this cast trip, like everyone needs to be together. And we already sold it to Bravo, the production company, saying there's going to be 2 trips that are going to run parallel. Scheana's, wedding party, and then Katie's trip. Katie was like, why would I want to go on this cast trip? I'm not friends with Scheana. I don't like a lot of people who are going on this trip. And why would I want to watch my ex-husband, Tom Schwartz, flirt with Rachel? Dana, who co-hosts the podcast with Katie and who was also on Vanderpump Rules, was saying that she was really shocked that Scheana would talk about this in her book, considering Katie was kind of the one that had the upper hand here. Katie thinks that the reason why Scheana mentioned it in her book is because Scheana had no idea that this actually happened. No one knew that production had a hand in me going on this trip. She was like, but I never leaked that. I never shared that because I'm not always out here breaking, the fourth wall. I'm not making producers' lives hell. She's like, I'm trying to do my job and do it well. And she was like, that's why I've never been demoted on the show, and Scheana has. She also threw shade at Scheana because apparently Scheana had been trying to send Katie her new book, and Katie didn't want Scheana to have her new address, so she's like, she hadn't responded. She says that she's made a very conscious effort since Vanderpump Rules ended to not have Scheana in her life, and she just wants her to stop talking about her. We posted the full video over on IG if you want to watch it. Scheana got what she asked for. Be careful what you ask for because you just might get it.